Okay, so we are recording. This is Thursday, August 7th, and we are going to do our training on Be Connected. So thank you all for being here, and we're going to go ahead and get started. So as I shared, the first thing we're going to be doing is we're going to be signing in. This is the first time you're signing in, so go ahead and go to the Be Connected webpage, and you should see this page right here. Okay, does everyone see my page? Yep. Okay, so the first time you're going to sign in, you're going to select sign in below, and then you're going to click forgot password. So as I shared, you're in the system, but you've never actually set up your password. So you're going to click the forgot password, and it's going to ask for your email address. Now, this is incredibly important. You are going to use the email address that your agency that you use to receive emails from me and Claire, whatever you have as your contact. So some of you, that is your email address with your agency. For some of you, that is a general office email address. Okay, so make sure you know whichever email I have been sending emails to, Claire's been sending emails to, that's the emails you're putting in here. Okay. And then you will get, let me pull up my sheet here. So I'm going to stop sharing for a moment, and then I'm going to share our training. Give me a second. Here. Okay, so this is the guide that you're going to get. So as you can see, you've selected the sign in below for the community partner, the forgot password. You put your email address in, and then you're going to get this green box notification. Thank you. A password reset link was sent to your email address. From there, you're going to get this email, and it says, click here to reset your password. Okay. Then you're going to go in and you're going to type in your password twice from the link, and then it should bring you to this page. Okay. If anyone had issues with that, we can look at that afterwards. You can also send a message into the chat. Alyssa is overseeing the chat. I'm not able to talk and to read and respond. So Alyssa's overseeing the chat, and you're more than welcome to send a message in there and she can look at that for you. But that is how you're going to go ahead and get logged in this first time only. Okay, now we're going to transition into how are you going to get signed in moving forward? Okay, so every other time you go to sign in, what is that going to look like? It is going to be here. So you're going to click that sign in below for community partner, and you're going to use your email and your password and sign in. And it's that simple. Highly going to recommend that you add this bsu.campusgroups.com, that you're going to add that to your bookmarks bar. So you can just click on it and get to it anytime you need. So you're not going in and searching for Be Connected. It's just right there for you. Okay, so everyone should be signed in right now. So I hope you were able to do that. Next, let me pull up our checklist, see where we are at. So we've done the sign-in process for the first time only. We've done the regular sign-in process. Next, we are going to see the service opportunities tab in Be Connected. So if you're signed in, everyone's page should look like this. When our students are looking for volunteer opportunities, it's going to be really simple. They're going to click this service opportunities, and I'll pull that up in just 1 second. One of the really great features about Be Connected is that it is our volunteer management system, and it is our student organization system. So all of our student organizations, all of the members of our 300 plus student organizations are in this system. And so my hope is that because students are not having to log into one system to do student org stuff and then a different system to do volunteering, it's all in one system, they're going to be able to find volunteer opportunities so much easier. I think they might even stumble into volunteer opportunities because now they're going to come in here, they're going to look for ways to get involved, events to attend, and they can just see, oh, hey, there's service opportunities. I might be interested in that, and they can click it. So in here, you're going to see some of your agency's volunteer opportunities. So all of this is exactly the same as it would have been in Give Pulse. I just hit my computer and I was bouncing around. So it's exactly the same as it would have been in Give Pulse. So here I will select Great Achievers. So they're Monday coordinated. And you can see that it has all the details, anything that they would need to know. The registration will not open until the Monday or until the morning of the volunteer recruitment fair, because again, our hope is that the students are going to come, they're going to talk with you at your table, and then they're going to make a decision as to where they want to go and do their volunteering. To get back, I'm just going to click the back button. The team is, and that is Olivia, that is maybe Elijah, Claire, are going in and adding tags in here. So then when students want to search things, they can search food, they can search education, and then those agencies, those service opportunities are going to pop up. Okay. The next thing I want to make sure we're going over is the groups feature. So as I shared, this has our nonprofit agencies. It also has our student organizations and some offices. So there's 507 total groups in this system. We do not have 507 nonprofit agencies. So students can search for groups, they can search group categories, or they can select one of these little buttons up here. Right here, we have our community partner nonprofits. So this, if you're familiar with Give Pulse, this is like hitting the affiliate page. So this is all of your main pages. So you can come in here and you can find your agency, and then you can select it and see if everything looks right, if it makes sense. So I'm just scrolling through here, and let's select Classroom Connections of ECI. This used to be the Back to School Teachers Store. Maybe my computer's being slow. There we go. So here you can view kind of the about information, the address where you're going to find them, if anyone has posted anything or if they have any upcoming events. All of that is going to be on this page. So on your own time, I'm going to encourage you to go in and look at your agency's page. Does everything make sense? Is everything updated? We just copy and pasted everything from Give Pulse. If you haven't looked at your Give Pulse page in a couple of years, odds are some of this may have changed. If you need it updated, just send us an email and we will get that updated for you. Okay. Okay, so let's look at our agenda and see how we're doing. So we've gotten past these. We've done the service opportunities tab. We have now done the groups tab. Now I'm going to show you how our students will log service hours. Okay. At any point, if you clicked into pages and now we've lost this panel, you can hit the back button or you can click the home button and it's going to take you right back. So over here is just general Be Connected information. And then the second half is the information that's specific to that person, the person who's logged in. So this is me, this is my account. And so students are going to come in here and then they can select, oh, let me think about this for 1 second. They're going to select my involvement. It took me a minute, see, it's new for me too. And then they're going to select my service hours. Okay, so I haven't done any service hours. There's nothing logged in here. They can click this purple add service hour. And the system's going to ask them, did you have an experience or an event? So you might be sitting there going, well, what is the difference? Like, why does it matter? An event is something that it has a specific date and time tied to it, where an experience could have been just an open volunteer opportunity. So for our events, think those one-time events, think your coordinated programs. They have very specific dates and times that students are signing up to volunteer, whereas the independent programs are open. So are you joining me in here?
Yes.
Okay, sorry. Claire is going to join me in here in my office. So no, you're fine. So welcome, Claire. She was in another meeting, so we're just glad she could join us.
Hi.
Okay. So, the experiences again are those open volunteer opportunities that like your independent program. So student reached out and said, hey, I'm interested in volunteering. Let's work on the dates and times of when that's gonna happen. And they'll still be able to log those hours, and you'll still be able to approve them. So when they select that, they can come in here and they can select the group it was a part of. If they select event, then it's going to ask them which event they've registered for. It'll auto-populate the specific events. They're going to put the number of hours in there and the date they did it, and then they're going to click save. When they hit save, that's going to send a notification to you. You are going to receive an email that says Kara Westfall completed 2 hours, and then you'll have to go in to choose if you're going to approve that or not. Okay, much of this is really similar to what it was in GivePulse. It's just a new system. And you're not responsible for our students logging their hours, but I want to make sure you've seen the student side. Okay, so that is the student side. Then come back to our agenda. So now we have looked at how students are logging hours. Now we're going to look at how are you going to pull those registrations. So you've had students, you have events that you have submitted. We've inputted them for you. Students have registered for them, and now you're ready to reach out to the students who have registered. You're ready to pull their names and their emails. You're going to send them information about background checks or what to wear or any updates or just a welcome. Make sure you're joining us at this date and time. Anything you want to communicate with them, you need to be able to pull those registrations. So if we're back in Be Connected, I hit our home button here. You are going to be able to come up here to the top to groups. And because I am an admin, I have everyone's group in here, but you'll see your specific group. I'm going to go to this test service group. Okay, this is the back end. Okay, this is the back end of everything, and you're going to have access just to your page's back end. You're going to see this green events. We're going to select the events. And here we have our service hours test, Gotham cleanup. And I want to thank Elijah because it is a really cool event the way he has it set up. So thank you for having something fun and creative for us. On here, you're going to be able to just glance at it and see who has registered. You can see their name, their email address, so you can just do a quick glance at it. But you can also come in here and you can click download attendee list. I'm just going to recommend you leave everything checked, okay? And you're going to click the green download. It's downloaded it for us already. And we will pull it over, only pull it over so you can see it. It's in Excel. So you have first name, last name, and email. It even tells you if the students are undergraduate students, graduate students, or Ball State students. So if you have experience in Excel and you're comfortable with it, you can click on that first name and then click and hold and drag your mouse down and let go. You can right click copy, and then you have everyone's email address right there, and you can paste that into an email and send everyone who signed up for that event an email at one time. Okay, but this is going to show you, again, this is your registration list, so then you know who has signed up. You're also, I would take note of this section right here where it says RSVP'd yes, because someone might have RSVP'd and then they may have come in and changed their, been like, oh shoot, I forgot I have a wedding that day. I can't go and volunteer. And so then it might be a no. So then you know if they're not coming. Okay, so that is going to be how you're pulling those registrations. I'm going to save that. So we're still in here. We're still on this page. And let me go to our instructions. These are our how to approve service hours in Be Connected. So you see we're in the back end here that we were just in. We selected the test, and then we're on this main page that we're currently on. Okay, so right here, I'm going to come in, I'm going to look at Elijah Arns. Elijah has submitted hours. And it says that Elijah submitted 80 hours. That is quite the cleanup effort, Elijah. And so if you look at this and you're like, yep, Elijah did do those 80 hours. you're going to hit save. That's you. You're approving that. If Elijah did not complete those hours, you can come in here and adjust the hours. You're like, "Ah, I don't know why he said 80. It was actually 8. He must have just accidentally added a 0. And you can change that and just say 8 and then click save. Did I miss something, Alyssa, Olivia, or Elijah?
Not from my side.
Perfect. Perfect.
Not from mine either.
Perfect. Approving those service hours is so important. So for those of you who are familiar with GivePulse, you're used to being able to verify or deny hours either on this back end, which I'm not going to lie, everyone, I think this is a lot easier than GivePulse. Like approving hours here is a lot easier, a lot smoother. You might also be used to getting that email that says they did these hours, you need to approve them. You're still going to be able to go in and click approve from your email. Okay. So some of you may only get 3 volunteers a week. And so going in and approving from that email might be the easiest option for you. Some of you might have 100 volunteers a week, and getting 100 emails that you're going in and approving hours is too much. And you just want to come in here to the event and you want to approve it on the back end. So whichever way works easiest for you is perfectly fine. If you need to deny hours, this is where it's a little bit different. And I'm going to stop sharing for a second. In Be Connected, there are only 2 kind of buckets for hours. They're either sitting in approved or they're sitting in pending. There's no denied bucket when we're used to that denied bucket. And so we've had to figure out some workarounds. And so what we want you to do is if Elijah submitted those 80 hours and you're like, I don't know who Elijah is. He didn't come and volunteer, did not do those hours. We need to deny them. Then I want you to email svs@bsu.edu, and you're going to need to provide the student's name, if it's tied to an event, and then the number of hours that need to be denied. And we're going to go in on the back end and deny them. The way it's going to show up for the student is where Elijah put those 80 hours, we're either going to make it 0 or we're going to go in and put a minus sign so it shows as a negative. And then it will not show up on his learner experience record. Okay. So I just want to make sure everyone knows that information is on the instruction sheets that you're going to be getting after the session. Okay, so let me go back. I'm going to share my screen again. And I want to make sure we are staying on track with everything. So we've talked about pulling registrations. We've talked about approving hours. We've talked about denying hours. The next and last thing that we are going to talk about are those independent programs. So I'm going to use Ross Community Center as our example. So I'm going to go back to the home page and I'm going to go into groups. Now, whenever you're going through this process, you should be able to click this drop-down box because you're just under groups, you're just going to have your agency, right? So you're just going to click this and have your agency. And I can do that as well. Type in Ross, and Ross Community Center is right here. So I'm going to click on Ross Community Center. I'm going to show you our student side so you can see what it looks like for them. So I'm clicking the group page, and so this is going to be that visible side, the not back end side. Okay, again, here's all of Ross's general information. They have a coordinated program that's upcoming, but to find the independent programs is a little different than, again, what we're used to. The way the system is set up, you have to set up an event for a specific date and a specific time. And our independent programs, as you know, are just open opportunities. You might have specific dates and times that you know you want them to come, but it might be kind of open-ended. So if, for example, Second Harvest has an independent program and students they can work with Rachel to come anytime between 7:30 and 4 o'clock. Well, we can't list an event being from 7:30 to 4 o'clock because students are going to think they have to come for the whole time, and they don't, and no one's going to sign up for that. So what we want you to do is what Claire has done, and I'm pointing to Claire, she's right over here. She has done an incredible job. Her and Olivia navigated while I was on vacation, so thank you to both of them. How are we going to input, how are we going to put these independent programs in here so our students can see them and then you can collect information on the students, which students are interested. So they're going to click the survey button and you see independent program form. Here we have all the information about what they would be doing, the description, and then we have where the student can put in their information. So if the student looks at this and says, yes, I know I want to do this, but I know I can't come every week for 12 weeks. I'm only going to get to come 5 weeks. They can put in their name, first name, last name, their Ball State email, and their phone number. For Ross, they have really specific times. So it's a 9:30 to 11:30 and then really specific dates. So we were able to input some of those because these are manageable chunks. And so the student can come in and click on the ones that they know that they're going to attend. For some of your agencies, because it's so open-ended, we're just going to put all of this information up here into the description. And the student's going to put their first name, last name, their email address, and their phone number. And then they're going to work with you, just like they always have, to say, hey, these are the dates and times that I think I can come. And you're going to say yes or no. Okay, but this is going to give you the opportunity to have their emails, to have their names, to know that they're interested. Let me pull up give me 1 second. So, Olivia, I think at this point I had you show them what the email looks like whenever someone has filled it out. Is that something
Yeah.
you're able to do today for us?
Yes, it will take me 1 second to get logged in to be connected on my
Okay,
laptop. I have it on my other computer. It'll take me
okay.
1 moment.
Thank you for assisting. I appreciate it. So, when a student fills out that independent experience form, you're going to get an email and it is going to have that student's information. And then it's going to have, if they did select dates, the dates they selected. And then you'll be able to go in, and this is what Olivia is going to show you. You'll be able to go in on the back end and see that information as well once they've submitted it.
Kara, we have a question in the chat from
Okay.
Destiny Matthews. Can we add events throughout the school year, or is there a deadline cutoff date to input them?
That's a great question. So you would have received from Claire a form that you're going to fill out for any event that you have. And so you can keep resubmitting that form as long as you have events, and we will go in and input it. We do ask that you submit that form a minimum of 2 weeks prior to your event. That way, our office staff have a chance to review it. It gets sent on, Claire inputs it, and so it gives us a chance to review it, Claire a chance to input it, and then at least we want that 1 week for students to be able to find it and sign up for it. The earlier you can submit it, the better. Occasionally, agencies have sent us stuff like 2 days before the event happens. We will not get it posted for you in that instance. And we're not asking any agencies to learn how to do postings. We have really specific ways we're going in and adding stuff, and we are training the students. So we're working with our student leaders, we're working with our classes that have required service hours and giving classroom presentations and showing them and teaching them how to find your programs. So we have specific ways we're inputting things. So we really don't want you all inputting your own events into the system. Does that help?
Destiny
Yes, thank
said,
you.
oh,
You
go
are
ahead.
welcome. That's a good question. Okay, it looks like Olivia is ready. Olivia, I've made you a co-host.
Thank you. I'm screen sharing. So, like Kara mentioned, when you get a message about an independent program, you'll get an email that looks like this. So it will say, well, these are all of the submissions, but it will basically include the student's first and last name, their email address, the phone number that they listed, and then whatever their availability that they have selected is. Like Kara said, for some of our independent programs, we're going to have options where they can kind of toggle and click which ones are available on. And for some of you, where you have quite a few options, that isn't really feasible. So you will have the student's contact information and will be able to have a one-on-one conversation with them. So you will receive a message that will say, you have a submission for an independent program with that student's first and last name. You will click one button, which says View Survey, and it will take you over to the survey page. And then from there, you're going to be able to see your submissions. So this is just the back end real quick. But this is what it will look like once you click that view survey button. So you'll see the student's name first and last. You'll see their year and their email address here. So you're able to pull it directly from this. But you will also see their submissions. So you can click down on this little arrow. It'll drop down. You'll see their availability. You can open it up itself and really go into the form if you wanted to. You can see right here, this is what we have listed at the top as their independent experience information. And then what you're going to want to pay attention to is right here underneath where it says form approval. You'll see if it's pending or if it has been approved. You have the ability to approve it if you're like, yes, this works. We would love to have you for an independent program. You'll click this button and the student will receive this email that says your independent program has been approved. Now, the other options that you have are really interesting. So you can click this little I and it'll say requires modifications. So if the student, when they filled it out, maybe they didn't complete all the information you need, or you're looking for something else that maybe for some reason wasn't included in the submission, you can click that I and you can leave a note here of what specifically that student needs to correct or modify. And then they will receive an email that says the modification. So it will say modifications required and it will include whatever is listed. When I did the last test, I didn't write anything in it, so it'll just say modification required. You're able to put them on hold. So this is a nice feature if you have students in your independent program and you don't need any more at the time. However, as students tend to do, they'll fall off at some point. Maybe they can't come back or their schedule changes or they pick up a job, whatever it may be. You can put submissions on hold instead of outright denying them. This way the student is notified and is able to understand, okay, so there is the possibility that I can do this independent program, but I'm on almost like a wait list. And then you can click deny and you'll hear my email start going because I'm going to start getting emails for all the changes I'm clicking. You can click deny as well. So if you have enough students and you're like, nope, we will not need to reopen this. We are full. You can click that minus sign. Each time you change whatever the status is, it does send an email to the student. So you want to make sure that you aren't just clicking through all of them, as well as it will have a little message here next to the student's name. So this is just a really helpful tool to kind of be able to keep track of where the students are standing in the process of the independent program. And it helps students also know what exactly they need. So if they're missing something, if they're approved or denied, it will all come in here and they will be able to understand that. Are there questions about that part before I move on? Kara, did I miss anything? I've slept since the last time we did it. So
That was great. No, I appreciate that. Thank you.
let me stop screen sharing.
Helps if you unmute. Okay, thank you so much, Olivia. At this time, I am going to stop our recording because we have gone through everything that we had planned to discuss, and then I will open up for any questions that you all may have that are specific to your groups.